Coronation Street fans fear chilling Becky revenge twist as Carla feud intensifies. Viewers are worried that Coronation Street could be heading into some dark territory for one of its families. After earlier reports that newcomer Becky Swain would take a villainous turn, her growing conflict with her love rival Carla Connor has sparked new fears. Becky recently returned from the dead, leaving her ex-wife Lisa Swain stunned. Lisa and her daughter Becky Swain had grieved for Becky after believing she died while on duty 4 years earlier. But Becky later confessed that she'd been hiding out in Spain after crossing a dangerous criminal and faked her death to protect herself and her family. Her sudden reappearance came just as Lisa got engaged to her new partner, Carla Connor. Since returning, Becky has made it clear she wants her old family back and even asked Lisa and Betsy to move to Spain with her. Despite Lisa insisting she's committed to Carla, tensions between the two women have only grown. They've already clashed several times, and things look set to get even more explosive. Fans are now asking how far Becky might go to eliminate Carla, the woman she blames for ruining her chances of reuniting with Lisa. Many believe a sinister revenge plot could be on the horizon. One viewer wrote on X, "Becky's going to pull a Richard Hillman. If she can't have her family, no one will. I'm predicting a factory fire." Another said, "Carla's going to be killed off," while a third speculated, "I can see Becky turning into a full-on stalker, watching Lisa, Carla, and Betsy constantly." Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks recently hinted that much darker drama lies ahead for Becky and Carla. Speaking to the Mirror, she teased, "Becky is definitely a villain. She's come back knowing exactly what she wants, her family. She wants Betsy, she wants Lisa, and she's determined to push Carla out of the life they've built." Kate continued, "We're slowly peeling back Becky's layers to show who she really is and just what she's capable of. We've barely scratched the surface yet, but she has a lot more to reveal, especially when it comes to using Lisa's memories of their past life together to her advantage." Coronation Street's Fizz snaps at a machine as everything falls apart. After waking up, Tyrone realized he had little feeling in his legs and was told that his road to recovery would be a long one. Now adjusting to life in a wheelchair, Tyrone is trying to stay positive, but the strain of daily life has mostly fallen on his wife, Fizz Dobbs. While his family promised to help, it's Fizz who's been left juggling everything, from caring for Tyrone to managing their home and kids. Actor Alan Halsall explained, "Tyrone knows that Fizz is carrying most of the pressure. The kids, her job, the house. He's aware of it and doesn't want to burden her even more." Fizz's challenges don't end there. She's now the main breadwinner, trying to keep things running smoothly at the factory while supporting Tyrone. On top of that, her daughters Hope and Ruby are making life even tougher. Hope becomes the victim of online bullying, receiving horrible messages, and Tyrone is horrified to suspect that the person tormenting her might be her own sister. As the tension between the girls grows, Fizz and Tyrone struggle to keep things calm at home. Eventually, the pressure gets too much for Fizz. Overwhelmed by her responsibilities, she loses her temper at work and takes her anger out on her sewing machine, hitting it in frustration, a moment captured in the preview clip. Her co-workers, Izzy Armstrong, Kirk Sutherland, and Michael Bailey, are left stunned, unsure how to comfort her. When Michael later mentions the outburst to Tyrone, he's shocked and feels guilty. Determined to help, he decides to return to work to handle paperwork in the office. But with Kevin Webster distracted by his divorce troubles and offering little support, Tyrone's decision could end up adding to Fizz's stress rather than easing it. Behind the scenes, Alan Halsall and Jenny McAlpine met with Manchester Arena bombing survivor Martin Hibbert and his wife Gabby to learn about living with a spinal injury and its impact on loved ones. Jenny shared, "For Fizz, balancing family life while caring for Tyrone is incredibly hard. Meeting Martin and Gabby helped us understand that their lives changed instantly, and that's exactly what Fizz is dealing with too." Coronation Street's Beth Nixon reveals she auditioned twice before finally landing her current role. Viewers of Coronation Street were left stunned on Wednesday, November 5th, after discovering that 15-year-old Will Driscoll, the newest member of the Driscoll family, is being groomed by his coach and school teacher, Megan. The shocking twist came when Will's family began to panic after he failed to arrive at the train station, where they were meant to start their new life in Weatherfield. Eva Price feared that something terrible had happened to him on his way from Hull, while Ben Driscoll was furious with his son's disappearance. Coronation Street audiences were left in disbelief on Wednesday, November 5th, after learning that 15-year-old Will Driscoll, the newest addition to the Driscoll household, is being manipulated by his athletics coach and teacher, Megan. The startling revelation unfolded when Will's family grew increasingly anxious after he didn't show up at the train station, where they were supposed to begin their fresh start in Weatherfield. Eva Price worried that something bad might have happened to him during his journey from Hull, while Ben Driscoll's frustration turned to anger over his son's unexplained absence. Moments later, viewers saw Will hiding near Preston's pedals, where he asked Lily Platt to sneak into the rover's return and grab his passport. Lily immediately told the adults, sending Ben into a rage. Soon after, Will turned up with his athletics coach Megan, who claimed she'd found him sleeping rough in the changing rooms and had brought him home. Megan quickly made her exit from the pub, but Eva wasn't satisfied. She confronted Will about a love note she'd discovered in his bag and pressed him for answers about the passport. Will brushed off the questions, which only fueled Ben's frustration. Later that night, while Eva prepared a bath for him, Will slipped out again to meet Megan. The two shared a hug as she told him they couldn't just run away abroad, but promised she was working on a way for them to be together, setting the stage for a dark new grooming storyline. After her Coronation Street debut, Beth Nixon, who plays Megan, revealed that this wasn't her first time auditioning for the ITV soap. She had actually tried out twice before and nearly landed completely different roles. "This is my first TV job, but not the first time I auditioned for Corrie," Beth explained. "I first went up for the role of Lauren Bolton, and then again for a character who was meant to give Lauren a hard time in the mother and baby unit." When her agent later contacted her about Megan, Beth didn't hesitate. "My agent called and said, 'There's this new role. Do you want to audition?' Once I heard the storyline, I knew it was a dark one. My agent asked if I felt comfortable playing such a role. I did think about it carefully, but as an actor, getting to explore such a gritty, emotional, and realistic storyline is an incredible opportunity." Beth described the process as intense but rewarding. "I recorded my audition tape, went in for a chemistry test, and worked opposite a few different Wills. About a week later, I got the call to say I'd landed the part. I kind of had a feeling. I'd never been recalled or done a chemistry test before. I guess it really was third time lucky." Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.